Welcome to Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks. I'm, of course, Dr. Kush, along with my barback Kyle. I'm not a real doctor, but I did spend almost 2 decades running some of LA's best bars. After years of teaching classes and training bartenders, I want to demystify the cocktail world for you. Let's try a few new things as I open up my bar to everybody. Belly up, chat, and let's have a drink. We have so much to get to. Welcome everybody to Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks. I am Dr. Kush. Oh my gosh. In front of me sit 3 different Falernums. I sat around all week and was worried about Falernums. I was waking up in the middle of the night, cold sweats. It's just one word coming out of my now distant voice. I have the 3 Flaernums that we made last week. We have one from the Cocktail Dudes via our good friend Bon Bon. I have one, let's keep getting this camera right. We have one called Falernum 10 by our friend Tiki Tom. And then we have one over here from Shawnee P from the Proof Cocktails Proof. It's a New Zealand website. We found out. We've made them all. And now we're going to taste them. We're going to go over a little bit what it took to make them. We're going to go over the pros and cons, a little bit of price, and then we are going to battle box them. I'm going to be making, obviously, if you're testing Falernum, what do you make? You have to make a corn and oil. So we have our corn and oils ready. We're going to make them all in different cups, each with a different Falernum, and then we're going to taste them and see which one tastes the best. I know I had said we were doing 5. I've tasted all of these at this point. Days ago, I've tasted, Shawnee's I was only just able to taste in its true form. It took 5 days to make. But the other ones I've tasted, and I'm just going to out loud say these, all 3 are, they're more Falernum-y than Velvet Falernum. Somebody texting me right now. They don't know what I'm up to. Oh. Nope, they don't. We are going to be getting into all of that. Anyway, so we're not making the other 2 Falernums. We're not bringing in the store-bought Falernums. Each of these is absolutely worth a make. And thus, we're not even going to do it. We may be a Falernum making bar from here on out. Let me say hello to the people. Our contestants here tonight. First showing up is Bon Bon, coming in with the Cocktail Dudes Falernum. There is Tiki Tom with a tiki taka tuka. The thing's not working right now. There's too much stuff to get done. We'll play a tiki later. Tiki Tom is coming in with this guy right here, Falernum number 10. And then I think I saw Shawnee Panabaker. Yes, a good evening to y'all. This is Shawnee Panabaker's entry into the Tiki Falernum off. Let me say hello to Amy Beer. Hello, Amy Beer. Cheers. Here is Moose. Moose is here. DC Debbie Clark is here. Hi-yo, Tom. There's 2 I's in there. Pretty cute little way to say hi-yo. Let's see, who else do we have here? KT Kyle Tender is here. He was able to join us for the whole show. Hey-yo, to Davey Virtue, the 2,000th subscriber. We now have 2,174. I don't want to lie to you guys. I think we might be 47. I might have transposed a number or 2. 47. 2,147 subscribers. Oh, you ever heard of that many people? Too many people. It's almost getting ridiculous. Roger G feels like a Mad Max movie. 5 Falernums enter, 1 Falernum leaves. We've killed off 2 Falernums in the prequel to this. So we are already good there. Let's see. Who else do we have here? D. Dunkley. What up, D? Peace to D. I think we all have movie voices, just a matter of opinion. What movie? True. That is true. Dr. Taco here with my opinion on Falernum. Good. Dr. Taco will also be giving his opinion on Falernum. We are not going to be adding the Velvet Falernum here. So these are all going to be homemade. Who else do we got in here? April Du Bois here. Phew. Which Falernum is Falernum? We're going to find that out. D. Dunkley. We are on our way. Stephanie Husband, winner of the 2024 Kush-Tucky Derby. Michael is here too. He also won the Kush-Tucky Derby. They won as a team. Maybe that's why they won. 2,148. Let's just check that out real quick, D. Dunkley. Hasn't come through yet. We will figure it out. But D. Dunkley, we're looking to find you. Right here in front of us, we have 3 different Falernums. I'm going to go over the basic processes for all of them. A little bit of pros, a little bit of cons, and then we're going to taste them. This right here, this is the Cocktail Dudes version. Now, this one is the most labor-intensive on the day of making. You add a bajillion things into a pot. You stir that up, and you get all of your good flavors. You got to sort of let that sit for a couple hours as it cools down, and then you are left with an awful lot of the Falernum. Now, I figure, if we really think about it, all of these Falernums cost about the same. We could probably go $1 or $2 one way or the other, depending on what exactly you're buying, exactly how you're doing it. So I said we're going to talk about cost for just a little bit. That's all we're going to talk about cost. They are very close in price to if you were to go out and buy a bottle of Velvet Falernum, which I do want to say is shelf stable, whereas this one, the Cocktail Dudes, is not guaranteed to be shelf stable. They are offering you 6 months. They're saying 6 months. That's the best they can do. That should be the most proper way to get through. That should give you plenty of time to get through it. But either way, the Cocktail Dudes Flaernum is not shelf stable. One thing, and I want to give a bonus about the Cocktail Dudes stuff and the Bonbon thing, is this is all the stuff that you put in here. There's basically I boiled it all up. Let's go to this camera. I boiled it all up. These are things like lemon peels. There's some nuts in here, some cloves. This thing smells freaking delicious, and you're left with a ton of this stuff. Now, normally, that would drive me crazy. I hate thinking about having to throw any of that stuff out. But in a weird dream I had, I figured, what if we do this? We take all of that stuff, we put it into our dehydrator. It's a convection oven that just goes for a while. Put it at 150 degrees, and we let it go overnight. And then we put it into a spice grinder. And now, from the Cocktail Daddy version, or the Cocktail Dudes, Cocktail Daddy? Who the heck is that? The Cocktail Dudes thing. I now have a ton of Falernum spice. Very excited to put that into all kinds of drinks. Instead of putting things like cinnamon and nutmeg on top, I now have Falernum spice. So, kind of a bonus. Kind of a bonus for this one. Yes, hashtag Cocktail Daddy is now trending, I think, everywhere. A freaking genius says, Bonbon, thank you. Yes, honestly, it's delicious and it works on top of everything. So now I have, not only do I have Falernum in the raw style, in this style, but I also have some Falernum spice. Getting into number 2, this is the by a guy named, I believe his name is Paul. I learned that he worked for Imbibe magazine. He has this guy. This is Falernum numero 10, the 10th Falernum. I noticed something as I was making this. All right, do you notice the color of this guy at all? Look at how very green this is. How very green this is. Now, I have for a while been very interested in a lost tiki ingredient. All right, I think we've tried to make it on the show. It did not go well. In fact, it went so poorly that I had to lie to you guys a little bit. The original Krypton came out looking green. I was never able to get from whatever recipes I was reading, whatever stuff I was getting going, I was never able to get my Krypton, which is an old Angostura product that is no longer able to get it. So we don't know exactly what it tastes like. I was never able to get mine green, which means that a cocktail that has been written about by a number of people, Jeffrey Beachbum Berry wrote about it, called the Green Swizzle, is now a lost drink. Just gone. Hey, hold on. Some people have described Krypton as tasting like a bit more lime-forward version of Falernum, but it also comes out green. I don't know. I feel like I got to give this one, the Falernum number 10, I feel like we got to give it some credit for coming out green and possibly being Krypton and not Falernum. That's just my thought. So we're giving extra credit. I was pretty shocked when in the soaking process, in the big heavy version of the rum, all of the lime leached out and gave me this really beautiful green color. We may have Krypton on our hands, and if not, we are at least on our way towards a new Krypton. This one, Shiny Panda Bakers, or from the proofcocktail.nz guys. This stuff is very simple to make, but it does take 5 days. If you already are in the process of making things like ginger syrup, if you are making, it doesn't look green next to the bottles, give us green cam. Green cam. Green cam. Okay. Trust me, it's green. It's as green as we're going to get it. This one is very simple to make. This is, you should have most of this stuff just sort of sitting around. If you were already in the habit of making things like ginger syrup, if you already have things like a lime cordial, this one takes almost no effort at all. Very, very simple. And this is the only one that people are saying is absolutely shelf stable. We're going to try that out. Now, Dr. Taco, we're going to give Dr. Taco a little... Krypton was more herbaceous and more boozy Falernum, basically. That's what I've heard. Now, I've also heard, Dr. Taco, that the closest thing that we have to Krypton today might actually be green chartreuse. So I know that this does not taste like green chartreuse. I think what we need is to find... We need to remake this one. Add a little bit more booze and find more interesting herbs to put in here that are not just the Falernum stuff. But this is a Falernum off. This just happens to be a kind of a green Falernum. More spices. Well, yeah, listen, Krypton. It's tough to tell. It's tough to tell. We know all this stuff. I don't know all this stuff. Okay, let's get into it. We're going to be making our stuff. So basically what I'm saying is each of these absolutely has their pros. The only thing it's going to come down to is time. This is the easiest, or this is the shortest one to make, but the most time intensive. This is basically what I'm saying is this is Mama Bear, Papa Bear, and Baby Bear. This one right there in the middle of time. Takes about a day and a half to make this one. But there we go. Okay, this is how we're going to make it. We are going to go very simple. We're just going to make a very, very simple... Oh, that's fun. Talked to Richard Seal a few times. Richard Seal. Got a cocktail named after him at the old Smuggler's Cove, the Sealbach. Kind of a fun little guy. Yeah, I got to get deeper into Krypton. I was just very excited to see that Krypton was made. That this one came out green, and we're on our way. Okay. We're going to slice away. We're going to give each of these one lime. Each of these one lime. All the limes are about the same size. That's why we're doing it. Squeeze in here. Squeeze in here. Squeeze in here. Work is texting me. Don't they know I'm at work? Squeeze right there. And squeeze right here. And squeeze right here. Now for this drink, I didn't want to bring in, I was going to do it at one point because of the way I've been testing these this week is with Smith & Cross. That's a great rum to sort of test this out with, but it's a little boozy. And you know, too much boozy. So we're gonna go with a Jamaican rum. We're gonna go with a nice, easy Jamaican rum. We're gonna go with this guy. This is our good friend, Myers. Nice, simple, easy. It's not going to take over anything. It's going to give us the flavor we need without being too overpowering. What we want is, we want to taste these Falernums. So we're going to go ahead and put in, we're going to put in 1.5 ounces. Excellent. We're going to kind of underdo the rum. We're going to kind of overdo the Falernum. All right, you got to give me a chance at this stuff. So then we're going to put in a heavy 1/2 ounce. A heavy 1/2 ounce. All right. So we're looking closer to about 3/4 ounce. So we're going to put in a heavy, and let's make sure I got all these right. Cocktail Dudes, that's this one. Start over here. Cocktail Dudes, we need about 3/4 ounce of some Falernum in here. There we go. We're not going to shake, so we're going to stir pretty heavily. Then we have Falernum number 10. Same amount, hit this line. Hitting the line with all of them. And we're going to open up Shawnee Peas. 3/4 ounce. Excellent. Doing great so far. We brought in the good ice tonight. We got our nice clear ice. Did not temper, so it is going to crack. But we'll be just fine with that. I wanted uniform ice. All of these were made in the same little guy. Use this with the same water. Drop one in. Drop one in. Drop one in. Lots of cracking. We're going to give this one big fat stir. Big fat stir. Fat stir. Okay. They've all been stirred the same amount of times. They all have the same ice. They all have the same rum. I see that there's some arguments in the chat. I love it. Listen, we drink Myers here because this bar, turns out, does not have a liquor license and cannot sell rum. So the moment that this bar becomes a big fat success where we're getting all that Google money, ooh, Google money, I promise we'll start buying better rum. But for right now, guys, this is what the bar can afford. So we are in our Myers, kind of like being in our salad days. We'll all look back on this one day when I have forgotten all of your names because immediately, the moment I become successful, you guys are gone. I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to forget everybody. Just kidding. We'll look back on these as the Myers days, and then we'll get into our better rums when we can. Okay. This is the battle box. Everybody knows how a battle box works. This is what's going to happen. Kyle is going to come in here, and he's going to put these in whatever order Kyle wants to. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to turn around and face this way. And then I'm going to turn off the screen. So I won't be able to see what you guys are saying. So that's a good time if you guys have like stuff to say that you don't want me to see. That's a great time. I won't be able to see anything that you guys are saying. And then I'm going to taste each of these. I'm going to first of all tell you which one I like the most, and then I'm going to try my very best. Now, I do not have a lot of experience with any of these. I've tried them each in one cocktail over the week. So I don't know. So this might be the first time that we are really defeated in this. 1 second. We are very fancy box. This box was made for me by Dougie G. Dougie G, who is some sort of, I guess he makes wood? I don't know what, I didn't know that he even had this in him, but he just showed up one day with it. So this is the new Kush Battle Box. We've gotten rid of, every time Kyle comes in here, it's better and better. Okay, we're gonna put these up here. Kyle, you're gonna put these here. Now I'm gonna turn, oh yes, hello Kyle. Now I'm gonna turn this way. And Kyle, you go ahead and put those rums in any order you want. And then I will taste, and we will decide which one we think is better after. Your swishing is hilarious. I will decide which one I think is the best, and then I will try my very best to guess at which one is which. But as of right now, I cannot see what you guys are writing, so if there's an emergency, go ahead and get a hold of Kyle. And Kyle will run right in here if, like, I don't know, suddenly the sound goes out. I will not be able to see that, so you guys are going to need to tell me when the sound goes out. But Kyle is putting these in some weird order. It's taking a lot of time. He will eventually knock on the bar when he is ready. He's going. Make sure they're pointing out so we can see all the names. A lot of downtime going on here. That's a knock. Okay, great. Okay, Kyle has set these up. Okay, so I'm going to put this on to my, let me make sure that's on my head. Yeah, on my head. So I cannot see what's in the box. Are these all in there? Great. Okay, so I cannot see what is in the box right now. I am now going to turn off my camera. And there we go. Now, the problem with this is I always forget which camera I'm on, and then I have bad shots. Okay. Here we go. So I'm turning this off, and boop, here we go. And that is that. All right, so for a reminder, that is what we are dealing with right there. Are we all level here? Okay. This is what we have going on here. I guess now is the time. Now is the time we taste. This, we'll start over here. You know what? I'm going to move this back. Kyle, will you come in and let me know if these are out of focus? I think they should be okay, but okay. Let's try. So I'm going to try this one first. Why am I not? Oh, is it not? Is it? It's hitting the ice. Oh, there. Okay. Just gotta shimmy them around until they get past the ice. Oh, that one's easy. Well, okay. We're gonna have to work on this one. Okay, we're gonna start over here. Whew. Very limey, very clovey. Did this one ever get in there? Very limey, very clovey. This one right here. It's good, but limey and clovey. We're gonna go to this one now. Ooh. This one's much sweeter. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what went into all of them now. Yeah, this one is certainly sweeter than this one. Ooh. Couldn't be more different. This one is the most Christmassy so far. This one is the sweetest. It's more like a simple syrup. This one is. Let's get into this one. Huh. This one meshes the best. This one like goes with. Again, so this is Mama Bear, this is Papa Bear, this is Mama Bear. This one's strong, this one's sweet, and this one seems to just like hit the notes that I'm looking for. This one seems to just, it doesn't like kick the doors in and announce that it's Falernum. It doesn't really, it's sort of just well balanced. This one is. This one's sweet and this one's sour. Okay. Okay, so a couple things I know. This one has a lot of clove, and only one of them dealt with a lot of clove. Now, I'm not saying clove is bad. What I'm saying is we are sort of losing the rest of the Falernum in this one. Like, for each of them, there were a number of steps, and some of them took days and days to make. And in this one, really all I'm getting is a ton of lime and cloves, which is not really what I'm looking for. This one is, this one does not taste alcoholic. This one doesn't taste alcoholic. This one, like when the boys who make the spirits, the Liquid Alchemist. You know Liquid Alchemist? You ever had their like orgeat? This tastes like Liquid Alchemist's orgeat. It's like, it's really sweet, really round. And I'm not catching a ton of sour. So the lime isn't doing, you know what? I guess the lime's doing something, but I'm catching more I'm catching a lot of sweetness in this one. This one seems to be just right. Seems to be nice, simple, easy. It's not a lime bomb. It isn't a it isn't just Christmas, and it isn't super sweet. Okay. I have an order. And then we're going to guess which ones they are, right? Number one. I think that this, just as far as, listen, I don't know what's going on in chat right now. I can't see chat. I assume that the moment I say this, there will be something. This one, it's medium. It's a perfect middle ground for what I'm looking for in a drink like this. It's a perfect, it's simple. It's somewhat, in that simplicity, it is somewhat complex. Okay, is that a dumb thing to say? Yeah, I got to fill up 30 minutes every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. It's not overly sweet, and it fits really well. This one right here is number 2, and this one right here is number 3. So 1, 2, 3. Now, I do want to say before we get into it that the reason that we're not involving the velvet Falernum in this is because that velvet Falernum is something completely different than the rest of these. These taste spiced and big, and I know velvet Falernum is probably closer to what real Falernum tastes like, but we weren't going to go through the clarification process of it. So, if you're wondering which ones, 1, 2, 3. Now I have to put them in my, now I want to put them through this thing. Okay. I know Tiki Tom's version. Sorry. I pointed at it like that's it. I know Tiki Tom's version was very limey. I remember Tiki Tom's version drove me crazy because I had to peel 9 limes. Is that correct? Dang, I should have brought my notes up here. I think Bon Bon's version had me do 4 limes. I think that one had me do 9 limes. So I would say that this one, from the lime aspect, would be Tiki Tom's. However, I'm second guessing myself because this one also tastes way more like clove than the other ones. And the one that spent the most time with active clove in it was Shawnee Panabaker's. I also know that Shawnee Panabaker's was the only one that didn't use fresh lime. It used lime cordial, and I might have guessed. I might have bought the wrong stuff. You guys know that I'm in a lawsuit with Roses right now, right? Not a lawsuit, but we hate each other. So I didn't buy Rose's lime. I didn't buy Rose's lime. I bought on the shelf, on the rock. So that might be my fault that this is so lime. But did I start the show over? Okay. I heard the sound go in my ears like I'm starting the show over. We're gonna have to live. Oh, there's no music. Okay, good. It heard the. Okay. So I'm gonna take a guess, guys. I hate to do it to him. I love Shawnee Panabaker, the nicest guy on the internet. I think that's Shawnee Panabaker's, merely because of the crazy amount of clove. That's what I think. Which brings me down to these two. Now I completely forget how much. I completely forget how much sugar went into each of these. Between Tiki Toms and Bonbons. I'm going to say, dang it. Gotta keep drinking. Oh, that is freaking tough. Okay. This is my thought. 9 limes. I had to grate 9 limes for Tiki Tom's version of this drink. And this is the only one of these last two that I taste any lime in. This one, just in this version, I don't taste a ton of lime. I taste some, but not a lot. Okay. I am going to say, this is Bonbons. I want to smell it so bad. I was told by my producer that I'm not allowed to smell things when I come in before, otherwise it's cheating. And I think that's garbage. Wait, wasn't that the order they were in? Would Kyle have done that to me? No, they were reversed. Okay, Kyle might have done that to me. So I'm saying that this is Shawnee Panabaker's. A lot of lime, a lot of clove. I'm saying that this is Tiki Tom's. Lime and sweet. Missing out on a few other big bits going in here. And this one, which, although this one didn't steep at all. This one didn't like sit around. This one wasn't like it didn't sit in a jar on my it didn't sit on a jar on my kitchen for days. It's gonna be more subtle. I think I'm good with this. I think I'm good with this. So Shawnee Panabaker's, Tiki Tom's from Pauly at Imbibe, and the Cocktail Dudes over here with Bonbon. I think that's what I'm going with. Okay, I'm going to bring up the thing again. There we go. We have a new person. Let me say hello to our good right there. This is my bourbon podcast. What a fun night for you to find us. We are doing rum most times, but good to see you. You know what? Honestly, I like that you guys went off on a whole different thing. Oh, 1 second. Dr. Kush is the master. Did I get it right? Oh, I guess I can look. Oh, that's Shawnee Panabaker's. Whoop. To be completely honest, guys, I have no. That was absolutely the most nerve-wracking one of this whole thing. Yeah. Listen, Shawnee Panda Baker. I want you to know this is a very good Falernum. I would, if I could make a suggestion, clove in there for 1 day, not 2 days. It was 1 day. The moment that white rum starts to become dark, like it's the moment it starts to look like it's like a whiskey or like an ice, better yet, iced tea. The moment you get an iced tea version of that Ray and Nephew, too much clove. So bring that back a little bit, and may I suggest, and this is totally my fault. Don't use on the rock. Don't use on the rocks whiskey or a lime cordial. Don't do it. It's horrible. It's bad. Bad news. No good. Don't use that. This is, I just want to say, this is probably user error more than anything. Tiki Tom, very, very sweet. And we are going to absolutely turn this right here into everything we know about Krypton. We're gonna reach out to Richard Steele. We're gonna get Dr. Taco in here. We're gonna get everybody's opinion on Krypton, and we're gonna take this, and even if it's Dr. Kush's exotic Krypton, this is going places, pal. It's going places. And yes, sorry, 2 lawsuits? I wasn't doing anything. I didn't do anything. This right here, Bon, this is my new favorite thing. This is very good. And also, because of this stuff, we now have Falernum spice, which we will get into how to make that here soon. Dr. Kush is on the... Oh, wait. This is my birth... Oh, wait. I don't know. Have you guys been seeing this? Are you guys caught up on the news? I'm going to be on a podcast. We might get up to 2,150 subscribers here soon, guys. We could, honestly, we could break that wall. This is my bourbon podcast. Anytime. Let's go. I am more than happy. What's ripped? Wait, are they dead already? I don't know. It's a very long story that involves departed friend. Oh, I see. This is my bourbon podcast. This is a live show. We are sorry about your friend. I did not know what was going on there. Anyway, we are, so we have our new, a lot going on, guys. When I turn off the chat and then suddenly I come back to it and you guys have just been chatting, I don't know what to do. I want to say how great all 3 of these Falernums are. Each of them has their own spot. Shawnee Panda Bakers, I do believe that this one got a rough time. I believe it got a rough... I didn't use all the right ingredients because, again, Roses and I are not really on speaking terms. I believe that I've said that their things contain bugs, and they don't like that. Anyway, so Shawnee, we're gonna get you a redo, but for right now, I do think that as far as Falernums finished, ready to go, interesting Falernums that will fit into everything that you are using Falernum for is this guy. Now, our next step, Bon, just FYI, we are going to clarify it. So get ready for some milk clarification on a Falernum so that we can get our stuff ready to go. So we can make it look like it's velvet Falernum. That's what we want. We want to make this. We want to make Bon's Falernum, velvet Falernum, and then we are in a good spot. Oh, let me say hello to Sean Parker. Does Low Carb Cocktail Guy, does Frank come around? Shawnee Parker, please. Does Frank come around? Frank's one of our greatest. Frank is usually, I don't want to give away, I don't want to dox Frank or anything. Usually he's working during this channel, or during the time that I do this. So when he's on a break or whatnot, he'll usually pop in. That's kind of how that goes. But yeah, Frankie, man, we love him. One of our greats. That's what we got. I think we did it. How long did we do? 40 minutes? Why didn't anybody stop me? Because I turned off the thing. Yeah, Frankie is always here. We love him. We freaking love Frankie. Yeah, how do we, yeah, how do we find your podcast? This is my bourbon podcast. How do we find your podcast? Let's find it. Let's chat. Get a hold of me somehow. I'm Kush Tender on some things, and Dr. Kush is on Dr. Kush on other things. Find me. Let's find you, and let's chat bourbon. I'm sure you can teach me an awful lot about it because you know, rum. Okay. That's what I got, guys. Thank you for everybody that showed up late to the game. But Michael wants to know. I want you to know he loves Mictors. He doesn't want me to know, right? Michael has had multiple times to tell me. I'm sure he wants to tell our good friend. This is my bourbon podcast. Okay, friend of the show now, and friend of the show, Shawnee Parker. Thank you guys so much for showing up tonight, guys. We have battle boxed it. In the end, it did come down to this one just being a more complete Falernum right now. But this one, we have a lot to do with it. We are going to be making this into Krypton, and this right here, this is my fault. This is my fault. This is my fault. Oh, episode 350 episodes. My goodness. A lot to say about bourbon. We are on every podcast app here on YouTube as well. Subscribe. I am commanding you guys. I'm taking the big 30, all big 30, and we're moving over and we're going to go subscribe to the Bourbon Podcast. All right? So pop on over there. Don't treat that like it's the like button over here, guys. It's not optional. All right? I want you to head over to This Is My Bourbon Podcast and say hello. And of course, anytime, Sean, anytime. That's what I got, guys. Mictors is great. No, please. That's what we're here for. Guys, sorry, I talked way too long. Thank you guys so much for showing up. I really appreciate it. You guys are the greatest. Thank you for all of you that submitted your Falernum. Each of you submitted a great Falernum. This one got a rough shrift. And this one has a great potential, and we're going to be making a lot more of these. What do we say until the next time? We say, gosh darn it, the soundboard didn't work today. And so then we're just going to, we're going to vamp for a minute until we get the soundboard to come up. It is, really old phone, and that's what the soundboard's on. And then we're just, at some point, we're just going to give up on it because, it doesn't make any sense to keep vamping for the soundboard. And then we're going to look each other directly in the eyes, and we are going to say, soundboard doesn't work. Until next time, guys, bye-bye.